Mayor Adams is in Florida this noon getting ready to meet with President-elect Donald Trump at his Mar-a-Lago estate. His team says it's to talk about New York priorities, but his opponents claim it has an ulterior motive. Political reporter Marcia Kramer is here with more.
Well, Cindy, New Yorkers shouldn't be surprised that Eric Adams sought and got a meeting with the president-elect. Throughout his term, he's made a practice of meeting with everyone, from President Biden to gang members. Earlier this week, he said his staff was trying to arrange the sit-down.
We want to engage early. We're going to sit down, reach out, and want to sit down with him and talk about some of our vision for the city.
That was Mayor Adams earlier in the week, disclosing that First Deputy Mayor Maria Torres-Springer and others have been talking with Team Trump to arrange a face-to-face sit-down. His spokesperson tells CBS News New York he wants to talk about a range of priorities: border security, potential cooperation with federal agents on the deportation of migrants who commit crimes, transit, and education aid.
In my conversation with him, he's been clear that he wants to help New York and New Yorkers.
But the mayor's opponents in this year's mayoral election see a darker motive. They think the mayor will ask Trump to pardon him either before or after his April trial on corruption charges. Comptroller Brad Lander saying, quote, Eric Adams should state immediately that he will not seek or accept a pardon from Donald Trump. New Yorkers deserve to know that their mayor is putting their interests ahead of his own, and whether our tax dollars or Turkish Airlines will be financing his trip to Florida. Former Comptroller Scott Stringer asking, quote, who is this meeting for, New Yorkers or Eric Adams? Our city has too many problems right now for us to worry about if he's fighting for New Yorkers or a hypothetical pardon for himself. Trump himself seemed to give rise to the possibility of a pardon when he spoke about the mayor at the Al Smith dinner.
I know what it's like to be persecuted by the DOJ for speaking out against open borders. We were persecuted, Eric. I was persecuted, and so are you, Eric.
Now, the mayor is scheduled to meet with Donald Trump in about an hour. It's unclear whether the president will make any promises or whether it will be two fellow New Yorkers talking about growing up in the Big Apple. Cindy?
All right, Marcia, thank you very much. And this just in, the swearing in of President-elect Donald Trump will now be moved indoors because of the frigid temperatures. Trump posted on social media just a few minutes ago that he has ordered the inauguration address, prayers, and other speeches be moved into the Capitol Rotunda. Now, Trump said Capital One Arena will also be open for live viewing and for the parade. Meantime, a massive security operation is ramping up in Washington, D.C. ahead of the events on Monday. Helicopter pilots have been scanning the National Mall, flying low just 150 feet above, mapping what's normal so they can spot any irregularities. About 25,000 law enforcement and military personnel will safeguard the event. Trump's swearing in is scheduled to begin at noon. And our Christine Johnson will be in Washington to cover the inauguration. Look for her reports right here on CBS News New York beginning this weekend.